With their deep, dark eyes and grey-skinned bodies, they are pop culture's most familiar aliens. They've been dubbed the Greys. But what do we know about these presumed extraterrestrials? Eyewitnesses swear they have encountered these aliens, and they believe the Greys are here on a diabolical mission, abducting humans and conducting reproductive experiments.
This is a very real phenomenon. Something is happening to these people.
Who are they? Where are they from? What do they want? And are they real?
It's good to have an open mind, but not so open that your brains fall out.
Next on UFO Files, the mystery of the Greys' agenda. The Greys have been depicted in books, magazines, and films. They're commonly described as being about 4 feet tall, with huge, bald heads that sit on grey, frail, hairless bodies. These creatures have small noses, or no noses at all, slits for mouths, no ears or visible reproductive organs, and very distinctive eyes.
They come to a point, not actually a point, but they just come up like almonds, big almonds.
Almost a black, dark brown. They're dark.
Those who maintain that extraterrestrials do exist often portray the Greys as the bad guys of the alien world.
The Greys, from what I know, are just like the worker bees. When they come and get you, they come and get you.
They took time out of my life and replaced it either with a blank spot or with a scary memory.
If the Greys or another alien species are really visiting Earth, what do they want? What's their agenda?
An effort to create an offspring race that perhaps had the best qualities of humanity and the best qualities of these alien beings.
Many ufologists, people who routinely research alien sightings, claim that Greys have been visiting Earth for thousands of years. They say records exist as petroglyphs, cave drawings, and prehistoric artwork.
All around the world, we have these stories of beings coming from the heavens to Earth, star beings, whether it be the Hopi Indians in North America, all these, South American cultures, the Mayans, the Aztecs. All around the world, there are these stories of gods visiting ancient man.
"6,000-year-old artifacts have been found in what was Sumer, modern-day Iraq. Interpreters of the carvings have said they depict servants or helpers of their god.
Many of the artifacts that they've left us resemble what we would call today a modern-day gray alien. Large bulbous head, large eyes, spindly limbs, very thin bodies.
After that, UFOs and aliens went largely unmentioned until the dawn of the modern era. It was in the 20th century that the Greys' agenda began to take shape. According to the UFO community, there has been an obvious and persistent increase in encounters with Greys. One of the most surprising claims made by some in the UFO community is that during World War II, Hitler and the Nazis were in collusion with the Greys. They alleged that the aliens gave the Nazis advanced weapons technology used during the war. Since the Second World War, hundreds of people have claimed experiences with the Grey aliens.
The number reported, the quality of the reports, the similarities of the reports, and the fact that many of these reports can be substantiated under hypnosis lends very compelling strength to the idea that this is a very real phenomenon. Something is happening to these people.
No official record for alien encounters or abductions exists. However, the National UFO Reporting Center in Seattle, Washington, keeps an unofficial tally of American UFO sightings. Their statistics show the number of sightings has increased from a handful each year in the early part of the 20th century to dozens by the mid-20th century, and now thousands each year in the 21st century.
Well, it seems that the whole business about the alien abduction really dates from the Cold War. Back when there were UFOs, unidentified flying objects being spotted, and it was all these international tensions after the Second World War.
According to UFO believers, the Greys first made contact through a much-debated 1947 crash in the desert outside Roswell, New Mexico.
The Roswell story is that a rancher named Mac Brazel came into Roswell and told a story to the newspaper about how he had found some strange debris. And from that incident, the Roswell incident, we've now got an elaborate story that many of the American public think is a story of flying saucer wreckage and perhaps little alien greys whose corpses were scattered about, some of whom may have survived alive and are hidden away at some secret facility.
The official US government position was that a large spy balloon went down at Roswell, not an alien spaceship. The balloon was part of a secret project designed to detect emissions from Soviet nuclear tests. But ufologists believe otherwise.
The Roswell story has been debated by a lot of people, but one thing that we know is that something came down about 75 miles north of Roswell Army Airfield in the summer of 1947. This was investigated by the 509th Bomber Unit's Chief Intelligence Officer, who was Captain Jesse Marcel. We know that some of this debris was taken back to the Army Air Base. We know that Marcel and the Army Air Base commander, Colonel Blanchard, thought that this was material from a flying disc. And we know that they thought this because a press release went out immediately announcing that the U.S. Army recovered one of the infamous flying discs that was in the news at that time.
In the years since the Roswell incident, advocates claim that all contact between the Greys and the US government has been kept top secret. Despite repeated official government denials that a UFO crashed in the New Mexico desert, the stories won't die.
There are now more than 400 individuals on the public record who said, I was there, I picked up pieces, I saw pieces of wreckage, I saw the craft, I saw the bodies. So Roswell is simply a question of belief. Who do you choose to believe?
Fact or fiction, UFO sightings increased dramatically after the Roswell incident. In the 1950s, filmmakers seized on these stories, and for the first time, alien creatures appeared in movies, invading Earth with an agenda, sometimes evil. Films like The Thing and Plan 9 from Outer Space tapped into the public's fascination and fear of UFOs. The Day the Earth Stood Still warned of terrible consequences if Earth did not press forward into space as a friendly partner. Stories of abduction by an alien race called the Greys soon followed.
It was only really until the 1960s did people begin to believe that they were actually being abducted themselves by beings from other planets.
In 1961, a New Hampshire couple would become the first people ever to officially report being abducted by the Greys.
The Betty and Barney Hill story, of course, is one of the abduction experiences that kind of kicked off the whole abduction phenomenon